From the Black Swan Media Studios, deep inside a secret underground bunker, we're speaking to freedom-loving patriots from all around the country and the world. Welcome to the Resistance. This is John Crump, live.
And it is John Crump Live, and we are on the Firearms Radio Network. Today, we are sponsored by you people out there in the chat, with whether it's through Super Chats or memberships or Patreons or local, whatever. Thank you so much for doing what you do. All right, I want to bring on my co-host, and we're supposed to have Rod Mills on today, but I don't see him anywhere. But here is Flying Rich. What's up, Flying Rich?
Crumpy!
Where's
Oh
Rod?
my gosh. 2 days in a row, no Crumpy in my life. What do you mean, Rod? Rod who?
Scorched Earth Firearms, who looks kind of gray today.
It's a great day for Rod.
Oh, damn. You know what?
What are
My
you
bad.
doing?
I had my-
What are you doing? Like filming your filling?
No, I had my
His
camera
feeling is
off.
real interesting. It looks like a Jackson Pollock painting under black light.
Oh, the Guardians of the Galaxy type joke.
Humor.
I got it.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. Jackson Pollock is one of my favorite artists, by the way.
How many of his pieces do you own?
Only one. So
No, I don't remember.
So I'm
seeing
assuming we're live.
no,
huh?
I don't have a Jackson Pollock. I can't afford a Jackson Pollock. Jackson Pollocks are like millions of dollars. That would be.
Can you guys hear me?
Princess Kicking butt out there. Yeah, we hear
can
you.
Rod.
We're here.
Oh,
We're just
okay.
ignoring you.
Who's your favorite
Oh,
artist,
okay.
Rod?
Hmm?
Who's your favorite artist?
Say me. Say me.
Music-wise?
Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden.
No, painting wise.
Painting? Ernest Watson is a good one. He did he does paintings like the Good Times painting. Of course,
yeah.
Pablo Picasso, the great. But yeah, I'm not a big painting guy, man. I usually I'll go to like a Burlington or something like that, and then pick up some paintings just to have some. I'm not gonna even say they're painted. I guess they're what do they call those? I guess a copy or whatever.
No,
And I'll
lithograph?
usually.
A lithograph?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll do that and frame it if it's not already framed, and do it like that.
Yeah, Ernest Watson has a really good picture, and it's called Old Time Religion.
Yeah,
Really, really like that.
yeah.
Rich, who's your
Yeah, he's-
favorite? Or what's your favorite?
I'm just more of a fan of Leonardo da Vinci.
All right.
Bench is cool. Yeah, if you can afford it.
Nobody can. What are you
Nobody
talking about?
can. We can admire
Nobody I know.
before. I don't know, man. I like modernism a lot.
No, I like classical stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know.
Mhm.
Modernism is like Andy Warhol type stuff is really cool.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
I like Andy Warhol, but like, you can't come on, dude.
And you can train
I
an
like
AI to do
Warhol.
Andy Warhol.
he was a trendsetter, man. Back in the 80s,
Sure.
or
Yeah.
70s if you want to think about it,
Yeah.
or 60s to be honest with you. Yeah, but
Sex,
he
drugs,
was.
and rock and roll. Yes.
I mean, today's age, he would be just a normal guy, but back then
He'd be in the Hunter Biden class. We would have to say.
yeah, he was a trendsetter back then. I mean, nobody.
My
was ever
favorite
doing
Andy
that.
Warhol, of course, is the Campbell Soup label.
Okay. I like the one where he has, I think, his 4 portraits in different colors, like a Madonna type thing,
Yeah.
Yes, like a Madonna type thing.
Yeah. So
No.
when I look at that,
He's done.
when I look at
some
that picture, I think,
really, really good stuff. But there's a lot of like artists that aren't as well known that I believe should be.
Like Hunter Biden.
No.
Oh,
Like Owen York, for example, who we actually had on the show.
mhm.
Owen, yeah, like I like his art a lot.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Hmm.
there's a lot of people like that. All right, welcome to Art Show, guys, where we talk about
Yeah,
art.
art talk. We're going to talk about art for the next hour.
I can do
Your
that.
host at NPR.
I like art.
Yeah, I couldn't. I couldn't.
I like art.
Or
You know that.
you know what you call Dead Man on the Wall?
What's that?
Art. You know what you call Dead Man at your front door?
What's that?
Matt. You know what you call Dead Man in the Ocean?
Dead.
Bob.
Eaten. Bob.
You know what you call Dead Man in a ditch?
No.
Phil.
Okay.
All right, that's enough.
So okay, Rod. So I've known Rod for a number of years. I guess I got introduced to him by the Hank Strange show, and Rod and I've actually been on Hank's show a bunch together. And I'm like, I've never had Rod Mills on John's show. Now, John, I don't know if you had Rod on before I became a guest host.
I've had Rod on.
Yeah, I think it may be a couple of times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You actually on the show with us before, Rich.
Yeah, I thought we were.
Yeah, we definitely were.
Yeah. It's been about maybe a year and a half or so.
Yeah, since I now destroyed your story, go ahead and tell it.
Okay. But the first time I ever met Rod was this past weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool. We all got to hang out with Rod at the gathering. PSA. Rod is one of my favorite people.
Thank you. You're one of mine too.
Oh.
So Rod does firearms training, and he must have like a 90% women only class. Because I always see you posting pictures of women.
Changing. That's actually changing. Actually, I did some demographics on my students, and the start of COVID up until maybe the third quarter of last year, I was 90% African American and 90% women. Now I'm actually 50-50 African American, Caucasian, other, anything else. And I'm 50-50 with men versus women.
Oh wow.
So yeah. I mean, but a lot of that went to my Google rate. I didn't realize that when you put in if you're local here and you put in firearms training, my name and information, my company comes up first. And because I keep a good I got over 50 55 56 5-star ratings right now. So
oh wow.
Yeah. And then to be honest with you, I mean, I know a lot of the instructors here locally, and they're not as dedicated to it as I would say I am. Not to put myself above anybody, but I'm pretty dedicated. I mean, not too many people have as much as experience. I got at least I think around maybe 30 years experience. So with firearms training, so firearms, and then the training aspect, I've been doing that, man. I started in the military, kind of stopped it for, about a decade or so, and, came back and started doing it, then started doing it officially around maybe 2014. So yeah, man, I've been at it a long time, man. But one thing I'll say about firearms training, man, you're an instructor, man. You have to be knowledgeable with firearms, and you have to be knowledgeable about people. Okay. From what I found out, that some of the best instructors are, people centric, whereas I've had people come to my class. Some of them, everybody's got a different personality. So you have to warp yourself to, hey, adjust yourself to that person, their line of thinking, and, to make it a pleasurable experience. So, yeah, I mean, and then, I've had some people come in that have had underlying issues where they, emotionally broke down in class. And, you have to
Really?
be, yeah. I had this one lady who had been, I
You didn't go all gunny on him. Man up! What's the matter with you?
No, because see, then that's when you're not gonna have a person that's gonna listen to you. If you try to do the boot camp thing, everybody's not built that way, and you got to understand, hey, if they're not built that way, hey, they're not built that way, and sometimes you got to be, hard on them. Sometimes some people you got to be lenient on. So, but yeah, man, it's been a learning experience for me over the years, and I tell everybody's class that I do is unique to that particular person, so.
Well, I
So yeah.
remember you're over at Hank's place, and you had Babyface P running
Yeah.
laps and shooting,
Mhm.
doing drills.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and
that
you were
was
barbecuing, so I missed out on that.
yeah, yeah, man, it was pretty cool. Yeah, with Babyface, I like to challenge people a lot. So a lot of people see where you get on the YouTube and you see guys doing all of this cardio. Man, I was doing that well before you even saw that video. We even well before Babyface. Because one thing I've learned, like when I played college football, I learned that when you are exhausted and tired, the first thing that goes is your mind and your will.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And the way I look at it, I try to emulate what may be happening out in the real world in a safe training environment. And I like to be able to show people, hey, look, this is what happens. This is a portion of what could happen, when you get to the point where, hey, you may have to use your fire, because keep in mind, when if you're in a self-defense situation, everything is not going to be all cool and rosy, and things are going to be just chilled out. No, you're going to be, your body's going to go through a lot of things that you're probably not used to. And a lot of times when these people come out to my class, we're running and gunning, after about the first 30 minutes, I'm usually assessing, what they can't do, where they need to be at, where where their strengths and weaknesses are, and then we kind of go forward from there. So I tell everybody, hey, your experience is always going to be unique to anybody else's, so you can't base what they may have done to what you may do.
Now, the
And,
training you do, is that basically for the Florida carry permit, or what are you focusing on?
So basically, I do the carry class. That's just one of three. I do have a basic pistol class and a basic rifle one. The rifle one basically is just to get, I clearly state on my website, so I don't want people to come and think that, hey, you know what, we're going to be running and gunning. No, not with a rifle, because keep in mind, I don't own my own rifle range. So I have to go by the rules and regulations that are set upon me at the range that we shoot on. And there ain't no type of running and gunning that you can do on my range. So basically, it's a starter class for, the rifle folks, like introduction, how to sight in your rifle, reading scopes, reading red dots, back iron sights. I start you off with iron sights. I make you do iron sights before we do anything, because
I can't do iron.
Dude,
you gotta
work on it.
Yeah,
you gotta work on
it. I mean, because the reading glasses, it's like I can see,
Dude, I shoot with I shoot with glasses, Rich.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I have reading glasses.
I've been wearing glasses.
So
I've been wearing glasses since the first grade.
Well, get progressives.
Yeah, but that doesn't help with sights.
Yes, it does. Progressives.
So what happens? So what happens if your red dot fails on your scope fails?
I'm dead. I
You're
gotta
dead.
get a battery. Gotta go to 5
Progressives,
and dime.
man. The progressives, they have two different prescriptions in them. They're like bifocals without the line.
Yeah, but if you're looking through and you're looking to see your front and rear sight, you're not going to see the target.
Yeah, you will.
Yes, you can. Yes, you will.
Yeah, it's going to be blurry.
Richard, you need to come and take my rifle class. Trust me.
Either, well, dude, even without glasses, either your front post is going to be blurry or the target's going to be blurry.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, if you tell me that, hey, I can't see the target because it's 100 yards away, then I can kind of understand that part. But there's ways to circumvent that. Okay, first and foremost, you get a bigger target, and you get a high vis target, like those little orange stickers.
Mm-hmm.
You can't miss that. Yep. Okay, so or what you can do is you can say, hey, you know what? I'll just iron sight my rifle to 25 to 50 yards, and leave 100 yards to maybe your red dot or your scope.
Yeah.
So
there you go, Rich.
So yeah, when it comes to glasses, trust me, there ain't no excuse for that because I've been wearing glasses all my life. I'm not a 40-year-old and up glass wearer. I've been wearing them since the first grade.
I'm gonna dish a little on John. We're at this past.
I guess the Rich went away. How that happens.
So we're at PSA.
He's coming back in.
And he's gone again. What the hell's going on here?
At least he's trying to get back on immediately.
Come on, Rich. Stop it.
So
John, you're doing that, huh?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. John's a good shot. And I'm watching him, and it's like he's shooting and no ding, shooting. Yeah, I think we both thought he was shooting at steel. He's hitting the target. It's one of those rubber targets, the rubber self.
Yeah.
It's a silhouette, but it's rubber.
That happened to me.
It's like what the hell?
And then so John moves over the next target, that's steel. It's like ding, ding, ding.
That happened to me at the Leopold tent, man. I'm thinking like, why the hell is this thing not? I'm like, y'all, I tell them, I say, hey man, your scope is off, man. They said, oh yeah, man, that was a rubber target. I'm like, oh man, I'm missing.
Like, what's going on? I was like, I don't know. They put the other target, they're like ding, ding, ding. And the guy's like, the other one's rubber. I was like, oh, okay. Because I was like, that was a pistol, so that was a iron sight, but still, I was just about to cry.
Yeah, trust me, I was pissed off too, man.
But then one thing I said, yeah, don't sell yourself short. It was a rubber target. The first target you were shooting at was rubber. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
but I'm not going to name the name of a popular YouTuber. I was watching him put rounds right in the dirt. I was like, whoa.
What? Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if he just was not aiming at the steel. It was clearly not even close to the steel. So I'm thinking he was just what?
What tent was it at?
Palmetto State Armory. They shot before us.
Oh.
I'll text you.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Text me too. I wasn't
really paying attention.
Oh yeah.
If it was Hank Strange, I'm gonna say
no, it wasn't Hank. No, it wasn't Hank. I didn't see Hank or Lola shoot.
I didn't see them.
No, they actually didn't. No, they didn't. They wanted to they said they were gonna chill out.
They're just schmoozing. Were you standing there? We're all together at one point, and there was a guy standing like 6 feet away, kind of looking, and I kind of I didn't like do it jerkishly. Not that I'm not prone to doing that, but so was his name missing? I don't know what that means, but this guy was like kind of
Missing
looking.
Rich.
I'm like, hey,
Flying Rich, Missing Rich.
oh, okay, I got it. I'm like,
Oh, you
you
talking
taking
about
notes? What's
the tall white guy?
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
you
that
taking
guy.
notes?
Okay.
What's going on?
Yeah,
He's like,
I
oh, I'm
thought the
waiting to
same
talk to Hank. I'm
thing.
like, well, just come on over.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. So you're not by yourself, Rich.
Yeah, I was like, you catch somebody out of the corner, and it's funny because some people, don't want to barge. It is kind of weird. I get that way also. Like, actually, Mr. Gunsgear came up and talked to John. I was standing next to John. I want to say hi, and it's like,
You didn't say
he
anything.
didn't
You
even.
sat there. You're so afraid of
What?
him. You love. Okay, this time you just sat there, said nothing. Last time when he let you into the place, you guys ran off. So what the hell? Why did he intimidate you so much?
No. It's just like he seemed like he said something, hi, blah blah blah, a couple of words. He had turned around and walked away. It's like, oh well.
Yeah, you were just coming up to say hi.
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I just
guy.
feel awkward. I mean, so
Yeah,
I know how
that's
that guy felt waiting to talk to Hank, because I was just kind of feeling awkward.
Why didn't you say, hey,
Mike's pretty cool.
hey,
Mike, what's up?
Hey, Mike, how you doing? He knows who you
What's
are.
up?
Yeah, Mike's pretty cool. I met him at NRA about maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah,
Pretty
like
cool.
Rich.
Matter of fact, we had the same shirt on.
Nice. Did you? So how'd you guys both fit in there? Were you back to back, front to front, back to front?
It was like an Oreo cookie.
I think it'd be more zebra-ish, but oh well.
Zebra-ish. Okay.
All right. Yeah. Huh. Well, yeah. Rich texted me, like when he was at Shot, and goes, "Kyle Rittenhouse is right here." I said, "Oh, okay." He gets back.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Then he's like, "Yeah, you went and text Kyle to say hi to me." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I texted you, Kyle Rittenhouse is right here." I said, "That's not saying, hey, he's like, Kyle Rittenhouse is right here. Can you have him say hi to me or whatever?" You just, I was like him stating that he was there. I was like, all right, yeah, no.
Because I think, who is it once see him and you set up so they could meet each other?
What's that?
Somebody else. I don't know. Was it somebody at GOA wanted to meet him?
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
set
and
that
I
up.
set that up. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, anyhow, John was at an event with Kyle in Texas, and like he and Kyle on the phone, and we chatted a little bit. Nice guy. Just I really want to say hi to him. And it's funny, like there's at least 3 people that I never met before, but have known and interacted with. Rod being one of them, that I met for the first time at the gathering. So that was kind of cool.
So who else?
Let's see. Tiberius Gibb.
Okay.
I never met before. Oh, Devin.
Yeah, I've known Devin for forever, dude. I've known Devin longer than anyone in the gun community. Wow. Well, who got him into the gun community? But I met Devin. He was just like a little 18, 19-year-old kid that needed guidance. And now look at him.
DLD. He was there, right?
Nope.
No, he wasn't there. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Dark was not there.
Over annoying. I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah, just come out and say it. I mean, hey, I want to meet. All right, like Ben from GOA says, hey, can you hook me up with Kyle Rittenhouse so we can talk to him face to face about stuff? I said, yeah, sure.
Okay, so Princess Kicking Butt is asking Rod a question. Is it considered a butter Oreo if a black and Chinese get into a conversation?
Butter Oreo.
Because I guess yellow skin is what she's referring to.
Oh, I was going a whole other way with the butter thing. I'm like, That doesn't seem,
So Rod thought I was short, and I actually thought Rod was a larger guy. Maybe because your voice, meaning a little bit
mhm.
bigger weight wise.
Yeah. I
So
thought
that
I
was
thought John was short. I'm like, damn, John, you're taller than I thought.
What do you think? Oh my God.
I mean, sitting in the bunker and in that seat all the time, I thought you were
right.
like,
Right.
like maybe 5'2" or 5'3" or something,
Oh no, no, no. No, not 5'2", not 5. I'm average height.
Yeah.
Kurt
I
24
thought
says,
you were like a
John, get the
gnome.
super chat. Thank you so much, Kurt 24.
Rich Bullis.
Yeah.
Chris Paulus.
Chris, I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry. Yeah, Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, John, I like the new logo you got with the two rifles. Kind of looks like my logo a little bit.
That was actually my
Oh.
first logo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's been you mean this one right here?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was drawn by the artist that draws Spider-Man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a friend of mine.
Spider-Man's a friend of his also.
He also did the cover, the
What?
World of Warcraft covers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at 5,500 on my B channel.
Oh, that's good. Congratulations, Virch.
Oh, and my suppressed shooting a full auto Steyr AUG video, short, is limited.
All right, there you go.
Like, how can that be?
Rod, what was the biggest thing that you got out of the gathering?
They didn't have enough food trucks.
Oh, dude, totally.
Dude,
They did.
on Friday, I'm Catholic and I don't eat meat on Fridays during Lent, and they had nothing that was not meat related. So
and I'm Catholic and I still eat during Lent. So I was
I mean,
altar boy growing
the no
up,
meat
man.
for Lent isn't a real. I mean, that's a Catholic specific creation. That's not Jesus didn't say do this in remembrance of me thing.
Yeah. But
you believe what you want to believe. I believe what I want to believe. How about that,
I'm
Rich?
good. Yeah.
But I will tell you, they didn't have enough freaking food trucks.
No, they definitely didn't have enough food trucks. And thanks. I just finished. Actually, I still have food from the gatherings because I have the chicken. I took the chicken home that Paul cooked.
Of course, you
Armed
did.
American. Well, what? I mean, I left the pizza. I mean, what should I throw the pizza in like Ziploc bags and brought them home? Also, we had like almost a whole pizza left.
Damn, y'all had all that food and didn't offer me any?
You could have came over.
We told you to come by.
Oh, that was that Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I would have died on the expressway trying to get up there to y'all, man. That was
all right.
Keep in mind that was over an hour. Away.
Yeah. You could have done like Hank. You could have slept in the driveway.
Go over an hour away. Where'd you stay at? Freaking
in Columbia.
Oh, okay.
And see, the method to the madness behind that was the guy that I was with, my friend I was with, I originally had a room at that Hampton Inn at the exit at 26. But he came in and said, hey, man, I want to come with you. And it was only one bed in there. So I'm like, well, I'll give up this room. And we went and got a room in Columbia, not actually right around the corner from the Palmetto State Army complex.
Okay.
And then also I'm thinking ahead. So I'm like, you know what, man, if we want to go out and do something and, just get around town, we couldn't do that in Clinton, but you can in Columbia though. And then, keep in mind, I got up that morning at 5:00 Friday morning, drove all the way up to Columbia, which is about 4 hours. And then, we went ahead and shopped and did stuff around. Man, by the time we got back to the hotel, I'm glad my hotel room was open early because I'm a Hilton Honors reward member. And it was available about maybe 1. And we had went to the mall. We had did this, did a bunch of different things. Man, by the time I got in that room and unpacked, man, I hit that. I laid in that bed and I was like you, John. I was knocked out. And when I woke up, he was like, "Hey, man, I'm about to get ready to go into town." I'm like, "Man, go ahead, man. I'm good." I sat there and kind of handled some business, at the hotel room.
You
And
sleep in a yoga position also, Rod?
no, I went in the yoga position, but I was knocked out though. I mean, that was the best cat nap I had taken in a while. So,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then keep in mind, remember, we left. We wanted to get up there early on Saturday morning, so we actually left the hotel about 7:45. We got up there around maybe about 8:30. Well, no, we left about 7:30, I believe. Got up there about 8:30. We were the third car there because I wanted to get there, get in there, have a good time. And like I said, I'm glad I left when I left at like 2:30. We got back to Jacksonville at 5:30. And when I got back, got unpacked. I got a ritual. Anytime when I go on a trip, the day I get back, I unpack, put clothes in the dirty clothes, hang stuff up that I may not have worn. And I was in the bed because remember, Rich, I had a rifle class Sunday
Oh
morning at 8
yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
that's no joke, man.
yeah. So, that was that you know how my schedule was. So what I was gonna ask you, Rich, what time you drove or you flew?
I drove.
What time did you leave?
Oh, I left about 10:30 Sunday morning. I got home about
Oh, okay.
7:30.
Okay, so that was a nice little trip then, huh? So you came
Yeah,
through
I
Jacksonville then.
oh yeah, yeah.
Damn, man, you should have called me.
Oh, I
Because
didn't even think about it.
by the
Yeah,
time you came through Jacksonville, I was done with my class.
that was probably 4:30. I was
Yeah,
coming through Jacksonville.
man, I was sitting
I didn't
down
even think about
in,
that.
yeah, man, you should have called me.
So the goof is Rod and I live about 3 hours apart from each other, but we haven't met each other until
Nah, that's a little
like
more than that. You're in Palm Beach County. That's
Palm
more
Beach.
like,
Yeah,
that's
four
about
hours.
4.5. Yeah, that's about 4.5 hours. Because
Probably four the way
how
I
far
drive.
how far are you from Fort Lauderdale?
Oh, Fort Lauderdale. Is it like an hour south? About an hour south.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can get to Fort Lauderdale from Jacksonville in about 5.5 hours.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you're about 4.5 hours from me.
Yep. Yeah. So, all right.
Yeah.
Eagle Run is asking, how does one get invited to the gathering? It's not an invite type of situation. It's sign up for me as your media, and you get approved, and you go. Otherwise, you pay. I don't know. What's the fee? It's like $45 or something.
Feels like 45, yeah.
Something like that. So there's a website. I don't know. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah, it's a Rich takes Ziplocs to the barbecue. Right.
The gathering is a good thing. They gotta there are a lot of things that they could have done better. But keep in mind, I think what made the gathering nice was the people that were there, not necessarily the range or anything. I mean, it was just a normal, backwoods type range, but I think the people there is what
Rich,
you know,
you just didn't do that, did you?
Drop the link, the URL.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize it's a website for. I thought it was a website for the gathering, not. Yep. Do we have to like remove these?
I did.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Come on, Rich.
All right, I
You know
removed
you
it
know
from
the
my chat.
rules.
Yeah, I roll. I didn't think it was like a merch place ish.
Yeah, but it's still
It's
still.
anyhow. All right, so PSA the Gathering. You can Google it.
Mhm.
It's $40 for one day and 70
Mhm.
for 2 days.
Yeah.
So did you go to the 1 mile range, shoot the 50 cal?
No, and I'm kind of glad I didn't because I didn't feel like walking way over there. I
Yeah,
mean,
Yeah.
well, we thought I was like, oh, it's right there. And then Paul's like, no, it's way down there. We're like, all right, screw it.
yeah, I would that would have been money wasted that I would have spent, because I'm like, hell, Rich, you're Rich and John, you guys saw how we all were at the GOA tent by the time when I left.
Yeah, my
Hell, I
back
couldn't
was
even.
killing me, man. I was hurting.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're not young guys anymore, man. So it's like, think about trying to walk, then you got to walk down to that 1 mile range, and then you got to walk back, and then just to get the hell up out of there, that's another walk that you got to do. I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. Matter of fact, man, when I was leaving, man, I was looking for a hamburger restaurant anywhere because I was hungry as hell. I mean, so if you would have had a food truck just selling burgers or ribs or barbecue, you would have cleaned out that whole place. That's that's kind of stuff that I look at. Like, hey, man,
there's a little bit of a missed opportunity there.
A lot of missed opportunities, man. If I was in charge of that, man, yeah, it was a lot of missed opportunities. They can, it's a good event, but it could have been a hell of a lot better. Now keep in mind the rain didn't help it any. And I would have thought that Palmetto State, since that's their event, that they would have had a much larger presence there. When I think they only had like one little tent, right?
No, they had a couple, but you got to remember, it's Palmetto State's the gathering, but it's in like an Advent Link thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I still would have thought that. I still would have thought that, man. You know what? I think, man, because I personally didn't look at a lot of their guns they had in their store because I felt that, hey, you know what? I'm going to shoot these guns, that next day on Saturday. So, but hey, now will I go next year? Probably not. I don't think that'll be a every year thing for me.
Yeah, I think that's like an every.
No, you couldn't. No, you couldn't DoorDash. I mean, that was in like the middle of the. I don't even think they had DoorDash out there.
Right. There'd be one dude.
They had DoorDash. Nate.
Oh, they did.
Nate D. Clinton is actually Nate D. Hit me up, man. I would love to go shooting like that. Clinton is I'll bring Dark too. Clinton actually has a pretty happening little downtown we found.
Really? Okay. All right.
Yeah, we found it. That's where we ate at, remember?
Yep. Yeah, dinner there was good.
Yeah, they actually have like a little downtown area.
Now, so you guys have been to Iraq Veteran shoot, right?
Yeah.
Which do you think is better?
Oh, I like the Iraq Veteran much better.
Okay, so what makes it better than the Gathering?
All right, and this is going to sound classist, but Iraq Veteran is for media people, which may be changing. So, they're a little more generous with the ammunition.
Yeah, with that 3 round, 300 blackouts. I'm like, damn, that's all I get, 3 rounds.
Yeah. You get maybe 5 rounds or so shooting a gun, and
nobody had more than 5 rounds.
I mean, I don't know. I like they're both good for different reasons. As I've told Rich, I try to avoid the exclusive events. Iraq Veteran is different because that's Eric's event, and I'm friends with Eric.
Yeah.
But most exclusive events I don't go to.
Like the SIG event?
Yeah. Because I want to go to things that's open to everyone.
Okay. What about the
kind of stupid to a lot of people, but it's just,
What about the Guns Out guys?
Well, that's open to the public.
Okay, did you go there?
Yeah.
How was that?
Well, that was great. I'm gonna be. It's happening in June again. You should come up.
Oh, I thought
See, man, I
I
gotta.
thought this was your last public event, John.
Well, I said last public event that I had to travel for.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
The Guns
Okay.
Out event is my home range, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's traveling because that's in Ashburn, and I'm in Ashburn.
So is it at XCal or where is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay.
So I mean
I
that
saw,
I could be there in like 15 minutes.
I was gonna say, yeah.
now I do plan on being at Iraq Veterans event this year.
Mhm.
I missed it last year because of the fact that I caught COVID.
Oh shoot!
No, that sucks.
Yeah, man.
Sucks
So I
getting
had to tell
COVID
us,
before an event.
yeah,
Yeah.
man. So
Well, this time I missed. This time I was better by the time the event came around. So there you go. And thank you so much for everyone that came up to me and asked me how I was doing at the event. That was so sweet.
And if he yelled, "Hey, Rich and John," and I didn't answer, is because I had double ear pro.
I said hi.
Yeah, but you know, like I wish there should have been like a they could have made at the gathering. They should have had like a what is it when a raffle, you know, something like that. That would have been cool. You know, maybe even
Some vendors did have it. Who was it? Geotech or
VFW.
whatever.
oh, okay.
They had it was
Yeah.
$25, and they were giving away all sorts of guns.
Yeah. Now I am gonna go to the Suppress Fest because that's you know
You mean
and Rich,
CanCon?
huh?
CanCon?
Yeah, CanCon, yeah. No, well, Rich, that's down right there in Orlando in Leesburg.
Oh,
So
okay. Yep. Yeah, that's at Aries Armory.
Erie, yeah, fish
Yeah.
guy, tank fish tank guy.
Fish tank. That's right.
You know, that's what I call him, fish tank guy.
Fish tank.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah, Trey.
Yeah. So yeah, I like old fish tank guy. And I'm gonna go to that.
Trey's a good
but
guy.
yeah, but John, the reason why I'm not gonna go to, and I was thinking about going to the Pew party.
Pew party, Shooter J stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not willing to pay $75 though.
Yeah, but don't you get to shoot all sorts of crazy stuff?
Yeah, so does there. I mean, I could have over this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not paying, you know, and I'm not trying to downplay that the brother. You know, I mean, hey, if he can get folks to come for 75, do it. I just can't see myself doing that. I mean, I'm a shooter. I love to shoot, but I love socializing too.
Yeah,
so,
and
really,
and I think a lot of us we did more socializing than shooting.
Yeah,
we're just hanging out,
shooting around. Think about it like this, John, Rich. We stopped really shooting around maybe what 12? You think?
Well, I did most of my shooting the day before.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I stopped around 12, and then that's when me and Lola and Hank and you guys were walking around and just meeting and greeting folks, and I was like, I mean, when you shoot a lot of those guns, okay, you shoot a gun, okay, I wanted to really shoot some, I shot the 300 Blackout, and, I wanted, to shoot some of the cans that they had because, I should have my can next month from ATL, but that was my main real purpose. Other than that, I was, cool with just hanging out with you guys, just walking around and, shooting shit.
Yep.
Yeah,
making fun
so
of
that's
Hank.
right. I mean, and you know how we are when we get together, just like we on the the video, the telecast. So it's like, and I was cool with just doing that. So I'm not that guy that's got to go to every tent and shoot every gun. Now with Suppress Fest, that's something new, and I would love to do that. But
CanCon.
So Crumpy, is
yeah,
CanCon open to the public?
Yeah.
It is. It is. Yeah.
Yeah, GOA is big involved in CanCon. There might be a surprise guest at CanCon.
Wonder who that could be.
I have no idea. I just said there might be a surprise guest. I don't know for sure.
Oh, you?
No, I don't know. I just said there might be a surprise guest down there. I don't have anybody particular in mind.
Oh, okay. I'm like, oh, damn, John. I mean, Richie and John, you gonna come out there too, huh? So yeah, tickets gonna sell. I think this weekend, I believe.
Yeah, Trey's a great guy. Everybody should support Trey stuff. And GOA is good. CanCon is right. It's a really good event. It's a lot of different people. Last year, it went spectacularly well. And that's
Okay.
if you Google CanCon event, isn't it CanCon event? Or maybe not. I don't know, maybe that's a different.
The fully suppressed range day event, CanCon event. Yes.
Okay, I wasn't 100% sure.
It says it's in Arizona.
Maybe that's not.
No.
Maybe that's a different CanCon. VIP access.
I say CanCon, Florida.
Florida CanCon. Can manufacturing? Nope.
Well, it's called Suppress Fest.
Florida SuperCon.
It is Suppress Fest? I thought it was CanCon. Maybe I'm getting it messed
up.
No,
it's called Suppress Fest.
No, SuperCon is something else.
Okay,
I thought it was Suppress Fest.
Never mind. You're right. I'm sorry. All right, never mind.
Suppressed Fest. Silencer Central. Leesburg, Florida. Details. November 12th. Oh, that's 2022.
Well, it's Suppress Fest. It's Suppress Fest. I don't know. Go to Aries website, maybe?
I don't know. Aries has a website. Wait, yeah.
Yeah, they got to have one.
I thought they did have Aries.
That's not the website.
I don't know. Well, whatever.
Aries training facility. That's it. Yep. Range membership. Best outdoor shooting. The range. Yeah, I haven't been there in years.
Is it? Have you been to Aries before?
Oh yeah, I've been there a couple times.
It's pretty big out there.
Oh, it's huge.
It's huge. Okay, all right. I thought so.
Oh yeah.
I know he said that he paid, a couple of million, to get that thing, up and running. And
yeah, I mean, basically, it was a cow field, and he built a bunch of covered shooting positions.
Mm-hmm.
So he put a bunch of money into it.
So I'm sure Hank is going to be there because that's nowhere from him. And
you never know what Hank's schedule is.
He's doing a lot of band stuff too.
It's in November, so I'm sure his schedule ain't that far out. And even for me, I call that a turn and burn. And I get down there that morning, shoot up some stuff, and then around 4 or 5 o'clock, I'm heading back to Jacksonville. And I'll be back here by 7:30. About 7. It's only 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I try not to book up my weekends too much because keep in mind, if I'm there having a good time with you guys, I'm losing money technically.
Right.
So
this is totally off topic, but
mhm.
you know who Jack Carr is?
Jack Carr, no.
You know that show with Chris Pratt on Netflix? The Terminal
Yeah, I
List?
don't have Netflix.
Not Netflix, Amazon Terminal List.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the guy that created that. But he is so incredibly pro-gun. It's not even funny, which is unusual for someone who's,
John, I'm surprised you hadn't asked me the question on my thoughts about the constitutional carry down here.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
That's how I've been covering that, beating that forever.
So
go ahead.
I've got to change.
Talk about it.
I got to change. I'm against it. I'm against it.
Why are
Wow.
you
You want to know
against
why?
it? I'm pretty sure I know
Okay,
why.
so-
Why are you against it?
All right. So first and foremost, I had to do some thinking, and I said rights versus safety. Any firearm instructor is going to tell you safety first on anything. I don't give a damn what it is. Okay. I don't care what it is. Safety first. Now, one thing that I see more of than you probably or Rich probably sees is new firearm interested people that are interested in firearms. They come to my class and they don't know jack shit about laws nor safety. Okay. Both are bad. Okay.
Right.
Now,
Right.
if you could guarantee me that, hey, you know what? That everybody that's going to conceal carry that are beginners, that are keyword beginners. And I'm not even gonna say beginners because there are a lot of people that have been in the gun, world a long time and they still do stupid shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
If you can guarantee me that, hey, you know what? You're just gonna come to me or any other instructor, okay, just on your word because you want to be safe, I would be fine with that then. But we know that that's not going to happen.
I've got two words for you.
Sure.
Bernie Getz.
Don't know him. Don't know him.
I would say that I totally disagree with you there, and I think the right to carry a firearm is something fundamental. And
I understand what Rod's saying,
that's where it ends
but
up. There's no two-step balancing test. If you look at the court system, even on the two-step test is what you're talking about. You're talking about intermediate scrutiny there, and intermediate scrutiny is 100% unconstitutional.
Right. I mean, okay. So again, you're not a firearm instructor.
Yes, I am.
Okay. So if you're a firearm instructor, what is the first thing when it comes to firearm instructors? What's the first thing you preach? What's the first thing?
Safety.
Thank you. Safety, not rights, not anything else.
Well, as a firearm instructor, I preach safety. As a human being, I preach rights, and I think me being a human being overrides me being a firearms instructor. So I would rather preach rights. I would rather I would rather take dangerous liberty over peaceful servitude than anything. I think the right to carry a firearm, the right to bear arms is a fundamentally human right endowed to you by your creator. It's inalienable, which means I don't have the right to step on your rights. The government doesn't have the right to step on your rights. Therefore, I cannot say, even as a firearms instructor, even though I preach safety first, as a human being, I preach liberty and freedom first. My rights and your rights do not end at what I believe as safety. So from a fundamental point of view, I cannot, in good conscience, support anything like concealed carry permits or anything like that.
And I'm not saying that.
I'm against the Florida.
I'm
not
not
against
saying
the
concealed
Florida
weapons
carry,
permit.
but what I'm
I'm not
saying
saying.
is,
Go ahead.
I'm not against the Florida carry law as you are. I think that it doesn't go far enough. I think you should be able to open carry. I think you should be able to walk down the street with
Oh yeah,
2 freaking fully automatic machine guns on your back while carrying an RPG under your jacket. I think that's what you should be allowed to do, because that's what the Constitution says. That's a human right. The Constitution does not say you need to have a permission slip from the government to do this. The Constitution says doesn't say you have to get these classes. The Constitution says shall not be infringed, and that's where my whole entire thing on firearms laws stop. Shall not be infringed is what I believe in. And I believe that any type of government permission slip is a violation of shall not be infringed. And therefore, I do not believe in it. So, yeah, there you go.
So hear me out, though. I agree with everything you just said. Okay? I agree with everything you have said, except the fact is this. I thought about something. When I do my basic pistol class, okay? And I look at folks, and what I do is this. I try to build your confidence up before we even do anything. So we start off at 3 yards. I'm gonna tell you this, man. There are folks out there that looks like they're shooting shotgun spread with when they're out there shooting. Now, if they're in if nobody has went over them regarding laws, because you can't trust people to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go and look at all the Florida laws. You know what? I'm going to look at all the gun safety rules and regulations. You cannot trust people to do that because you know they're not going to do that.
Yeah, they're not going to do that. But
no, wait. Let me finish. When I look at, every weekend, I'm seeing this crap. I'm seeing folks come in there. They can't shoot the broadside of a damn barn. They have no idea what sights are, how to use your sights, any of that crap. And when they're shooting all over the damn place. So I think about it like this: what if I was, because one of the safety rules, know your target and what is beyond it, right? Well, guess what? A 9mm round can go up to more than 200 yards. Okay. So you got to account for every single bullet. Now, I will say this: if you're going to, and again, don't look at what I'm saying on the front part is a method to the madness. If someone says that, hey, you know what? I know that buying this gun, that if I shoot somebody accidentally or anything like that, I am civically accountable for that. Okay. Meaning that I'm thinking that what if I was with one of my loved ones, my daughter, and somebody was in a self-defense shooting, which, hey, I can understand that, defends your life. But they're shooting all over the freaking place because they didn't have any training and they didn't have the discipline enough to go out and do their training on their own versus somebody making them do it. Okay.
Do you think you should have to pass a test to vote?
No. No, but keep in
I'm gonna say yes.
Is one
so
right?
Keep in mind,
the other?
but keep in mind, me not voting is not going to endanger anybody's life.
I would disagree.
I disagree.
100%. If you vote, if the wrong person gets in there, then it can endanger your life. What if they say, like, for example, what if they say you have
like
to
the guy that appointed Fauci that killed millions of people?
Yeah, I mean,
okay, we're looking at it, but keep in mind, I guess you got a point there. Okay, but we're talking about self-defense. Okay, let's not talk about the other thing. Let's talk about self-defense.
We're just talking orders of magnitude difference of deaths is what you're saying.
Well,
Right, exactly.
yeah, by voting the wrong person in, the orders of magnitude is far. Maybe one person get killed by accidentally, but there could be
Hmm.
100,000, a million people being killed if you vote the wrong person in.
Hmm.
So,
I mean, we both got we
Germany in
both got
the
points on that.
1940s
Right. Now I believe, now
and
keep in mind,
1930s,
I believe
actually.
in gun rights. I believe in everybody's civic rights, gun rights. I believe in all of that. Everything, like I said, I agree with what you said. If they could promise me that, hey, you know what? You would just go and take a class. Not, I don't think you should be made to take the class. You should be disciplined enough if you're a gun owner to go and do that on your own. Like, let me ask you this: any of you guys drive a motorcycle?
No.
I
Okay,
used to, but no.
so in order in the state of Florida for you to drive a motorcycle, you got to get an endorsement.
Oh,
Means
hold on,
that
hold
you
on, hold on for 1 second. Let me just check something.
okay.
I don't see that in the Constitution.
It's not. You're right. Exactly. You're right. But we're talking about safety, though. I'm
Yeah,
not
but
Constitution.
the
There's a
Constitution
line. Let's talk. I'm
there's
on the
not,
safety side of
you
it.
got to go back to the Constitution. There's not a safety line in the
You're
Constitution.
right, John. You're right, and I agree with you on that. I'm just saying I don't want to get shot by some dummy out there. First and foremost, that doesn't know how to shoot, hasn't had the common decency to go out and take their own class, on their own and not be forced. Nobody should force you to do that. Okay, you should want to do that on your own.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure, I
because
agree.
guess what?
No one should force
Right.
you.
Nobody should force you to do that. And I'm agreeing with you on that. But I also look on the safety side, and we're talking about not everybody. Again, when I look at people, and you keep in mind, you got to understand, remember my background, my military background. So I'm doing things by the book. Okay. But when I look at people that come to my class, I have to cringe sometimes at the lack of skill that they have, and then I have to teach them and build them up to the point where I got a rule on my range in my class. You don't leave my class till I'm confident that you're able to handle that firearm, handle it in a safe manner, shoot in a safe manner. If I got to even loan you some of my rounds to make sure that we accomplish that goal, I'm going to do that. Because what I don't want to do is turn on the news, look and see that somebody was shot or injured or maimed by this person that I taught. Oh, okay. And now they're on the news saying, well, this person wasn't trained correctly. And guess who is going to come back on? Me. It's going to come back on me. Because then it's like, okay, well, Rod, why didn't you train this person? Well, I did train the person. Nobody that leaves my class can lead. I go well above and beyond because I'm looking after you, John, Rich. I'm looking after you and everybody that's on the telecast here. I'm looking after them and their friends because what I will not do is put somebody out in that street with my name behind it that doesn't know how to shoot or is unsafe. That's the key thing there. And so again, it's a double-edged sword. You got to play with that scale some kind of way. Okay.
I
And
disagree. I disagree. There's no
I mean,
scale.
which is cool. I
There's
mean, we
freedom
hey, we
or
can
there's
always agree to
liberty.
disagree.
Yeah,
Right.
we can definitely disagree to disagree because I do not believe in the two-step test. I believe that public interest balancing is a way to infringe on people's rights, and it will always be used to infringe on people's rights. And there's no way. The Constitution says shall not be infringed. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. That's
Right.
not
Right.
saying the right of the people should keep and be to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
But it gets
If
infringed
they
anyway.
get the training class. That's not what it says. It says shall not be infringed. And moreover, the Bill of Rights does not grant you any rights. The Bill of Rights puts a limitation on the government.
On the Fed.
Where the right to bear arms comes from is your creator,
God.
your God, the universe, whatever you say. It's a human right. It's a natural right to be able to carry arms, not only guns, but knives, whatever arms, to defend yourself, not only for the bad guys out there, not only for criminals, not only for self-defense, but against tyranny. And the whole tyranny thing, let's concentrate on that for a second. Who turns tyrannical? What turns tyrannical?
Dictators.
The
Government.
government, right? So you're gonna say part of the do you agree? Do you agree that part of the right to bear arms is to defend against tyrannical government, right?
Oh, definitely.
So
John,
you're
come
saying
on,
that I
John.
need a
So, John,
permission
you're the
slip.
preacher talking to the choir on this
No,
now.
but
Remember now.
you're saying I need a permission
Yeah.
slip from the thing that I'm carrying a firearm because they might turn tyrannical. You're saying I need a permission slip from them?
So you know what, John? Let me tell you this. I think in a perfect world where we can both agree on the same thing is, if you go to a gun store and you show that you have been to a gun class, a safety class, you get 25% off the purchase of that firearm.
Well, yeah, maybe if the gun store decides they want to do that, that's fine.
Yeah, if they want to do that. To me, in a perfect world, it would be something like that.
In a perfect world, you should be able to walk into a 7-Eleven and pick up a Glock 23 and just plop down cash with no ID,
right,
and walk out of
well,
there.
it used to be like that
remember,
back in the day.
I'm a 2A absolutist, man. I believe in the
Me too.
Second Amendment.
I am
Put it
too.
this way: let's say you go into jail for violent crime, right? The second you get released, you should be able to go out and get a gun.
As long as you weren't in there for a violent crime.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no. John said if you're in for a violent crime.
Anything. Once you're released,
if you're safe enough to be out, you should have all of your rights restored.
But remember what the and Rich, what you're saying to go on that, the letter of the law. If we're going to go, let me ask you this: there is or isn't somewhere in the Constitution that states that, or some type of amendment states that if you are able to get your rights back, you can purchase a firearm.
Nothing in the Constitution about that.
No, there should be.
But that's just a law. That's a law that's over all 50 states, pretty much, right?
No, because it depends on what state. Each state has a little bit different thing.
All right.
One
thing I don't know.
There are you petition your state to get your rights back. Some states it's automatic. Other states it's not.
Okay.
But no, there's nothing in the Constitution.
Okay.
So Florida, your right to vote is I think you have to fill out a form if you've been,
and you got to pay your restitution too.
Yeah.
I believe once you get out of prison, you should be able to vote. You should be able to buy a firearm. You should be able to do anything that any normal person can do. Because if you're released, you should be safe enough to be on the street.
That's where I go. Yep. Otherwise,
now keep in mind that's what my major was, criminal justice. Right. Why are they being released if they're a danger to society? Basically, that's what we're saying. And even in college, it was an ebb and flow to where it's like, okay, you know what? If this person is released, then why, and they had a perplexity to go out there and do the same crime again, then why are you releasing them in the first place? Why don't you just give them life in prison? But then you got, the people that say, hey, well, you know what? They deserve a second chance. Well, I'm a proponent of that. I do believe that people in prison can be rehabilitated. Not all of them, but there is a good amount of people that can be rehabilitated. Now, the record also states that 80% of those that are released eventually come back and get incarcerated again.
But that's the danger you run, man. It's not a safe world, and we got to stop pretending that it is, and we just got to stop trying to sugarcoat everything. You got to choose dangerous freedom over peaceful servitude, and I choose that dangerous freedom every single time. I am like an absolutist on a bunch of things. Criminal justice, right? You want to clear out the prisons, you know what you do? Any victimless crime is no longer a crime. Legalize all drugs.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
I agree with that.
55% of the prisons would be empty. Prostitution? Well, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. Let them go.
Hey,
Let them
even
go.
in my concealed weapons class, I teach people, hey, look, you can own a concealed weapons license and a medical marijuana card. I put that in my class purposely.
I don't think there should be a medical marijuana card or a concealed carry license. I think both should be totally legal. I think you should be able to order heroin off the internet. I think you should be able to go get fentanyl out of a vending machine if you want to. I know that a lot of people don't want to hear that, but I just think that that's the way it is. Victimless crime, prostitution, you should be able to like order or like.
Oh yeah, that should be legal.
Like a prostitute to your house.
If it's legal in one state, it should be legal in all. That is what I think.
I disagree on that.
On what?
I like the idea that we have 50 states that are experiments in democracy. Because it's like, let's see how things work. Like places making marijuana legal, and if it works, fine. If not, fine. Let's learn from that.
But if we look at California, Colorado, Nevada, and then we have not only that, but we have medical backing on it. Marijuana should be legal. As a matter of fact, a lot of people, you're more
alcohol and cigarettes are legal. I don't have a
and addiction is higher in that.
Right.
I mean, so, and it's been proven. So it's like, okay, well, why are we still, why we're doing it? Because guess what? Just what John was saying, you have a government that doesn't know how to tax it. It can't, once they figure out how to tax it, guess what? It's going to be legal everywhere. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Just like alcohol and prohibition. Remember, they couldn't tax it, which is, John's, your group of guys, the ATF, they came along and said, you know what? We can show them how to tax this and we can be profitable from this.
Well, the ATF came out of the IRS.
We went in the Department of Taxation, which was the
well. I don't think that we should be taxed. In the United States.
Well, you know what? I don't think there should be a Department of Education. I don't think that there should be a DEA. I don't think that there should be a ATF. I don't think that a lot of these places are not necessarily. The whole war on drugs is to keep people employed. It's ridiculous. It's a profit making thing, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Why tax it if you can't make profit off of it? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Well, again, like Nate just said, hey, you know what? Hey, bless you all, Rich. What
Thanks.
I say is this: carry your firearm with you. Make sure that you learn. Hey, I'm a responsible adult. I'm a responsible parent as well.
Says you, man. Says you.
So once my daughter graduated from college, got her master's, the first thing I bought her?
A gun.
A firearm, a gun. The next thing I did with her, before I let her carry that gun in Georgia, guess what? I taught her. Who better to teach her? Well, how would I look as a firearm instructor and my daughter hadn't had a lick of lessons, to learn how to shoot? Those are 1 and 2 what I did. Yep, because guess what? As a father, Rich, do you have any kids, Rich?
Oh yeah. My daughter just turned 21. I tried giving her a gun.
So all 3 of us are fathers. So the one thing that we know, especially parents of an adult kid or child, is you can't be there to protect them at all times.
For sure. Oh yeah.
And especially if you have a daughter. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And my daughter's up in Atlanta. I'm down here in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
So the one thing that I said, hey,
you got Kevin Dixie to protect her.
Exactly. So to prevent me from going Rambo up in Atlanta, you know what? I'm going to show you how to protect yourself, know the safety rules. Also, I taught her all the safety stuff. Matter of fact, I made her in 2019, I believe. I made her fly to Jacksonville on the airline, and I made her bring her firearm with. She was scared. I said, "Hey, this is how you do it." I gave her step by step
Sure.
by step by step. The same thing that I give in my class weekly on a weekly basis. This is how you do it, and I believe in going above and beyond on the safety thing, and also like when I went to NRA last year, came back. Well, coming back, the one thing that I always want to do is I want to preach, you know. And there was a black lady that was a ticket agent for Southwest. I was you know, checking my gun in. This lady almost freaked out. I'll tell you this, I had
Where were you?
Zero.
Houston Hobby.
Oh, okay.
Houston Hobby.
Really?
So I had a conversation, a 30-minute conversation with this lady. By the time I left her, you know what happened? She said, "Mr. Mills, I'm gonna go on Monday. Call my I'm gonna," and I told her this. I said, "Give me your number. I will give you the number to several different firearm instructors in the state in Houston area." And I said, "Here, call." And I text her. I said, she said, "I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get armed and I'm gonna get trained." And I said, "That is what you need to do, because what you
Amen.
did when I opened this gun and you freaked out." And keep in mind, when I do my gun, my slide is locked back. I even have the lock that goes through. Exactly.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I got all of that, and I'm like, also I'm extra careful and cautious when I do it. So, you know, I'm like, "Hey, this is how you do this." And she still freaked out. And and as a black woman, I said, "Ma'am, in my culture, in the black society, we always like to preach, well, our ancestors died for our right to vote." Yeah, but they died for our right to carry and bear arms as well. They died for our right to free speech, and, you know, all of our civil rights, all of this. So, and she was like, by the time I left her, man, this lady she was so gung-ho on getting trained and buying a firearm. She was like, she literally started crying while I was there, you know. And when I got on that plane coming home, guess who felt like they had did the most incredible thing in the world?
Oh,
Me.
for sure.
And you know, a lot of times, in, you know, people that don't know me and hearing this podcast, they may think that, "Oh man, this guy's anti-gun." You know, come on, anybody that know me know that's way from the truth. I mean, from, you know, I'm probably not as gun as John Crump is, but you know,
Dude,
I'm in the stadium.
I'm like pegged up to the side. It's like, you don't think people should be ever to own nuclear bombs? Can they afford it?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
That's where I
believe,
am.
hey, I believe that you should be able to own any type of gun, whether it's automatic, bazooka, whatever, you know, whatever you can get. Hey, if you can afford it, get it, you know. But, you know, I like to challenge, especially my Democrat friends, to say, "Hey, you know what?" And, you know, the first thing they do is they get on Facebook. They say, "Well, Rod, here's another mass shooting." I say, well, in the 80s, I distinctly remember Ronald Reagan's wife, Nancy Reagan, saying, "Hey, say no to drugs, but drugs are still here, right?" You know,
well,
people are getting killed.
Actually, if you look at the statistic, the studies, Say No to Drugs campaign actually increased the use of drugs.
Exactly. So I'm like, so
that's not me like making an assumption. There's tons of
that's true.
studies that say,
I know that. Yeah, I knew that too. You know,
drugs,
so
all that increased the commercials got people curious about drugs,
and it didn't help a damn thing. So, you know, and look at us now. Hey, guess what? We got marijuana. You know, we can legally obtain. So, you know, I tell people, I like to say, hey, look, now keep in mind, I'm from the hood. Okay, I ain't no shame in my game. I had two great parents that were educators. But guess what? In the state of Florida, Rich, you know this, educators don't make hardly anything. So we were in the hood. Now, I wasn't in the projects, but I was in the hood. Okay. And the one thing that, and I got one of the biggest drug dealers in Jacksonville. I grew up right next to him. Okay. Right. I had the chance to either say, hey, you know what? I can be a drug dealer and, wear all kind of gold chains and drive expensive cars and have all these women around me. Or I could do it the honest way, the way my parents taught me. Okay. I can go to college, get a degree, make a career out of it, and do everything in the honest and, the sensible way. I chose to do that, because of the fact that, guess what? I had two parents. Matter of fact, with my mother, I was more afraid of her than any police officer or anybody in the streets. Okay. I tell anybody a story about me and my mom. When I was, I think I turned 13, we had a bunch of oak trees and pecan trees in the yard. And she said, boy, go out there and rake that yard, because my mom was always like, hey, if you want to go out and play with your friends, you got to do your chores first. And that old saying, you think when you start smelling yourself, you think you're a man and everything. Yeah. I think I remember vividly underneath my breath, I said, I ain't doing nothing. I think about a half of a second later, I remember waking up on the ground, looking at the sky and wondering how I got down there. You know what I'm saying? I tell mom, when my mom was alive, I told her, I said, Mom, I never saw that left hook you threw. I never saw it.
Rod, you don't, with my mom, you wouldn't want to mess with either.
Oh yeah.
He killed
exactly.
No, seriously, my mom would chase you down the street and shoot you in the back.
Oh yeah.
No, that literally happened.
That happened.
Hey.
That literally happened. Somebody was breaking in. She walked around the corner. They were trying to get in the house. She shot him. The guy took off running, so she shot him some more.
Shot him again.
Your mom didn't play. Mama Crump.
No, my mom. You should hear my mom talk about. Rich saw my mom talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
What happened then? I shot him again.
But guess what, Rich? Because your mom was the way she was, you turned out to be a outstanding citizen in America. Okay.
You're talking about John. Rich is definitely not an outstanding citizen. No, just
I'm sorry, John.
But yeah, we really got to get going. People loved the video of my mom when she was talking about, the dude tried to get away, and she was like, "Nope, you're not getting away here from me."
Hey man, I want to thank you guys for bringing me on, man. It's been a long time, man. So every time, oh man, we got Walter in the you guys didn't tell me Walter was in here. Damn.
You gotta look at the screen, Rod.
Tell everyone where they can find you.
All right, guys, you guys can find me on Facebook at Scorcher Firearms Training. You can also find me on what's that? Instagram.
On the gram.
The grams. Scorch _Earths_ Farms. And then also you can find me on what's another? YouTube, Scorcher Firearms Training on YouTube. Matter of fact, please do this for me. I had said that I'm not going to be doing YouTube videos until I get to 1,000. If I get to 1,000 people on YouTube, I will go ahead and start doing videos. John, you may not have known. Rich, you probably know. My sister passed away about a month ago.
No, I'm sorry.
And I inherited one of those DSLR cameras, Nikon. Okay. And I said, man, you know what? And I was talking to a guy at the gathering. He was telling me how to do certain things with, on it. I will use that camera and I will then start doing YouTube channels. They may be a little cheesy at first, but I guarantee you I will get to the point where I'm doing, quality work like you guys.
All right. I
just use my phone.
You can follow Rich at Flying Rich Firearms, Flying Rich on the YouTubes.
How to crash a plane.
Yeah, Flying Rich _official on Instagram. always remember, guys, freedom isn't free. Freedom isn't safe. And you should remember a simple phrase that's on every Virginia flag. Sic semper tyrannis.
Oh boy.
And that
I thought it
is
was don't trade on me.
No, it's